When you think of Amazon, you picture billions of packages flying out of massive warehouses. You picture Jeff Bezos and two-day shipping. You picture e-commerce, dominance, electronics, and endless deliveries, not where Amazon makes its real money. In fact, one division, which most consumers never interact with, generates nearly 70% of Amazon's total operating profit. It's not retail, it's not Alexa, it's a quiet, nearly invisible giant called Amazon Web Services, or AWS. Today, on Behind the Ticker, we're pulling back the curtain on the most successful. The story of AWS began not as a profit strategy, but as an internal necessity. Back in the early 2000s, Amazon's own retail business was struggling with highly inefficient IT infrastructure. Their engineers had to build a robust, scalable computing system just to handle the traffic spikes of their online store. But here's the genius part. Jeff Bezos realized they had built a service far better than what they actually needed. They had massive excess capacity. Instead of letting those servers sit idle, they decided to sell that spare computing power to anyone who needed out storage, databases, and computing power like digital real estate. In 2006, AWS was officially launched. It sounded boring, but it was a radical shift that created an entirely new market: cloud computing. So, why is AWS so profitable? It comes down to two simple financial truths: scale and pricing. First, scale. AWS built its network first and dominates the market share. Around 30 to 35% globally. Every major company, from Netflix and Spotify to entire governments, runs on AWS once a company is integrated. Switching to a competitor, like Microsoft, Azure, or Google, cloud is prohibitively expensive and risky. This creates a massive switching cost, what investors call an economic moat. Second, pricing power. Unlike retail, which operates on razor-thin profit margins of 2 to 3%, AWS operates with an astonishing operating margin of over 30%. They spend massive capital up front on data centers, but the cost to serve each additional customer is nearly zero, meaning almost every dollar of new revenue flows straight to the bottom line. This profitability is crucial, while the vast retail operation is a constant struggle. OS is the machine that funds all of Amazon's ambitious, and sometimes failing, projects. It is the engine funding the entire Amazon ecosystem. But the monopoly is being challenged. Microsoft, Azure, and Google Cloud are relentlessly trying to close the gap. Azure specifically leverages its existing relationship with large corporate clients who already use Microsoft Office to bundle cloud services. This competition forces AWS to constantly innovate and, ironically, cut prices. The biggest current threat to AWS is not another company, but the technology it helped create: artificial intelligence. Training large language models requires massive computing power. If a competitor offers a better, more specialized, and cheaper AI cloud service, AWS could bleed market share among the most valuable clients. Furthermore, as a AWS faces increased scrutiny from global regulators, raising the risk of mandatory division or heavy fines. Despite the competition, AWS has a powerful roadmap. Their future strategy is simple: move beyond just providing basic computing power. They are now focusing on specialized services, things like machine learning tools, serverless computing, and integrated AI services. This allows them to lock customers in further with proprietary technology, ensuring they maintain that crucial 30% profit margin. For the savvy investor, AWS is the core reason Amazon stock remains a powerhouse. It proves that in the modern economy, Infrastructure-driven digital infrastructure is often more valuable than the consumer product it supports. That was the story behind the ticker for Amazon Web Services. What other corporate blueprint do you want us to uncover? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to understand the real, money-making strategies of the world's largest companies, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.